got smoke. This Rich follow him sometime. He's trying to survive this, man. Hey, yo.
How to survive in Richmond Central. A place where slang and Eric is instrumental, no.
So, tell me, Jay, what plans do you have for yourself?
Try to stay out of trouble is first thing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look for a job. I got one little lined up, so I'm gonna see how that pans out.
It's hard to find good help.
We can get him out of here.
Mr. Telephone Man.
I'm glad you got this job.
What's up, homie? You ready? Come on, bro.
Nothing beats a bright and sunny day. For maybe when you're waiting for a package and it doesn't arrive. This is what's really happening.
I'm being my daughter's life.
I'm not about to get my daughter's hopes up or disappointed.
Do you even have a car? Health care?
They must have skipped baby food straight to potatoes with this nigga.
Gucci, huh? Money, yeah.
Well, that me, give me something back. So let me show you how to spend some of it. Hey, mama, this is crazy.
Mr. Jackson, don't fire yourself. You better put this shit back. I didn't hear the words that came out of your mouth. I think something hit your tooth, and when it came out, it disintegrated. What?
When you hustling over here, man.
Keep hustling.
I'm a hustler. Money make the world go round. Money make the world go round. I'm a hustler. Money make the world go round. Money make the world go round. Dark Network.
Hello and welcome to the How Do You View You podcast with your host, Griffin Stein. Today we have, I was gonna call you Tammy. I always call you Tammy, but I don't know if that's what you want to go by.
That's how you know when you've been knowing me a long time.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Tammy Morgan. And I was like, yeah.
Only the people who knew me from the manor and back in
Wow.
those days.
New? Okay. Yeah, so.
Yes, Real Richmond.
Oh, yeah, Real
my,
Richmond.
My official name is Tamara Morgan Hudson. Currently, I am working, I'm a co-founder of Melanated Harmony. My co-founder, her name is Nicole Holmes. A funny story about that is we both started off with M last names. She used to be a McCowan. I was a Morgan. We both got married, and both our new last names started with H. She's a Holmes, and now I'm a Hudson. So we were like, we're going to put something together, and we're going to keep our initials. So that's where Melanated Harmony was born.
I got you. M and H.
Yes.
Okay.
So we bring in the old and continuing with the new.
That's a good thing.
Melanated Harmony was born out of a need for our community. I've been working with a couple of other groups. No Justice Under Capitalism, We Are Their Voices, Impact, the Ella Baker Center, All of Us or None, California Prison Focus. I'm on the San Quentin Inmate Family Council. I'm on the California State Inmate Family Council.
Jesus, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you went all in. Oh, okay.
My daughter is the founder of Melanin and Mimosas, and I'm also the founder of Ladies Living Life, which are more social networks for women of color.
Business oriented or just really just social? Social. Okay.
We network on the business tip, and we network so we can debrief together. We do wine tastings. We go out shopping and go to museums.
Wow.
We do some networking.
So how would somebody join that one?
The Ladies Living Life and Melanin Mimosas you can find them both on Facebook.
Facebook, okay.
Yes. Now, Melanated Harmony, however, because my co-founder is amazing, we are in the process of becoming incorporated. We are going to be an official nonprofit.
Wow.
Yes, we're working on that. Our focus is going to be on working with the children and families of incarcerated persons and helping incarcerated persons upon their release. We've both been affected personally by people being incarcerated for long periods of time, unfairly and unjustly, which we can talk about later on.
Yeah, man.
So that's our focus. Our focus is to rebuild our community from within the community. Yes. She's out in the Stockton French Camp area. So she's pulling from that area, and I'm pulling from this side of the Bay Area. We work together. We do a lot of phone calls. She's not as active on the protest front. She has a new baby that just turned 1.
Yeah, no.
And with COVID, we're not taking no chance.
No, it's not worth it.
But she's amazing behind the scenes, and there's a lot of stuff that I would not have been able to do without her.
But people discount people that's not in front sometimes. But those are the spines and the thing, because it's some things that I know I can't do, or I don't excel at. So it's another person that can do. I can excel at paperwork. All of this, being in front of the camera. Hey, man, I don't really care for that. But I see that what I've been telling people lately is you gotta have a team.
Yes.
You cannot do any of this by yourself. Anybody that's thinking they're doing it by themselves,
you'll go crazy.
It'll burn you out. You'll have a heart attack. Is what you'll kill yourself.
It's too much going on. I mean, like, we both have full-time jobs. I work in social services. I work for Contra County. So, full-time trying to help people, 40 hours on that end.
And 140 hours helping people. Yeah.
Then I get off from work and I come home and I got these Zoom calls with all these different organizations, and we got protests that we need to organize and, people we need to support. I do want to say before I forget, We Are Their Voices is having a protest in the Central Valley this weekend on Sunday. Every prison in the Central Valley should have someone representing them.
Wow.
We've done all 35 prisons in one day. So now...
What?
Yeah. It was a little scarce. It could have been better. But when you think about that you got somebody to show up at each of the 35 prisons at the same time.
That's huge.
That means we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're definitely getting there.
The fact that you had a protest at all 30, I'm just saying, re-saying what you saying, because that I don't want anybody to miss that. That's big. Even if it was one person there, you had a concerted effort and got there.
Yes.
Wow. For the voices of the prison. Man.
Yes, we do not play. We've been to Gavin's house.
The governor?
Yes, we have. We've been to his house to protest. We went to the former secretary's house, Mr. Diaz. Yeah, we went to his house a few times to protest. If anyone knows Kathleen Allison's address, holla at your girl.
I'll pop it up at the bottom if anybody know it.
If we can find that address, Kathleen, we coming to see you for Christmas. Because if we can't see our families, we're going to make sure you don't enjoy seeing yours. Yes.
That's a movement right there.
So this weekend is just the Central Valley prisons. If you can get to any of them, your support is welcome. You can go to We Are Their Voices social media. You can help them financially. No Justice Under Capitalism. Currently, we are, let me make sure I say it correctly. We are assisting incarcerated persons with filing their habeas corpus petitions for early release from San Quentin due to COVID-19. If you have a loved one that is in San Quentin currently, go on my page, email me at melanatedharmony20. All I need is the person's name and their CDC number. We will mail them a packet directly. We have lawyers who are willing to file for them free. So those of you who are hearing that there's help out there, but it's going to cost you a few dollars, no. No Justice Under Capitalism is more than willing to help you. Right now, we're trying to get the word out. We want to get the filings done as soon as possible because there's another court date coming up. The hope is that San Quentin will have to release 1,100 out. They're overpopulated, basically.
By that 1,100 or by
Yes.
more? Okay.
At least, because they're saying that those numbers are not correct. They're saying that there's more in there. They're just, massaging the numbers.
What is the habeas corpus? It's just because of COVID? Because because they can't get the separation in there. It's no way, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is San Quentin is trying to circumvent this by transferring people to other prisons. The problem with that is when you transfer people to other prisons who have possibly been exposed to COVID.
You spreading.
Exactly.
Which means the habeas corpus is still valid.
Exactly.
But what about the people that they shipped out?
Already?
Can they file, or it goes by where you are currently?
Well, because the Marin County public defenders have jumped on this, they're working to get people released. No other county public defender has stepped up. So right now, the focus is on San Quentin, but the No Justice Under Capitalism group has said that they are willing to move forward with other prisons if they get enough interest. So right now we're doing a big push for San Quentin because they already have a court date. Wow. And following that, we're going to branch out.
That's huge.
I've been telling all my friends and people on Facebook, like right now, San Quentin, we need those names first. But it doesn't hurt to start making a list.
So that you already have it. So
exactly. And we can start getting their paperwork to them so that when it's time, they're ready to submit it back in. The packets are like 50 pages. It's a lot of information that they need to fill out and provide. So the more time they have, the better.
Because it has to be done by the court date?
Well, for San Quentin, yes.
Yeah. That's a lot of paperwork. When is the court date? Do we know yet?
They just extended it. There's one this week, and I think there's another one in January because they're going back and forth with the filings and appeals and things like that.
January is enough time to fill out 50. I mean, you got 24 hours in there. I mean,
definitely.
Yeah, you can fill that.
But and every person has to put their own personal story, and they have to attach their own exhibits as far as like what classes they've taken so far since they've been inside, and
like a rehabilitation.
Yes, and what medical issues they have and things like that, because all those things are going to have them categorized later on, as opposed to whether they qualify. Because the early release right now is dependent on you have to be over a certain age and have
diabetes or something,
health issues and things like that.
That makes sense, though. That does make sense.
Yes.
Man, that's huge. I saw that. I saw the habeas corpus, and when when I used to see the word habeas corpus, well, not see it, but Perry Mason, that's the only time I ever see somebody say, I'm throwing in a habeas corpus so to get this thrown out of court. And so I probably need to go look that up. In fact, it'll be a definition on the screen. I'm gonna add it. Okay. So is Melanated Harmony under Justice?
Well, or not under, we are separate.
Separate, okay. Yeah, that's why I want to make sure people understand if they want to help you.
Yes.
That's Melanated Harmony.
Yes.
Okay.
Melanated Harmony is my baby, and Ladies Living Life is my baby.
Ladies Living Life. And your daughter's is?
Melanin Mimosas.
Melanin Mimosas.
Yes.
Why, she got married and her name stayed in?
No. No, her and her friends that was born out of, they were drinking mimosas.
Goddamn.
And they were having some really deep conversations.
Wow.
And they're doing fundraising, and it just, it kept growing and growing.
That's how good movements go.
Yeah,
that's
very
how good
proud of her. Actually, while we're talking about her, let me brag about my baby for a minute. I brought her books to show you.
Oh.
She's a published author. This book, she actually went into the prison, the women's prison and the men's prison, and talked with the incarcerated persons, and poems written by herself and some of the incarcerated persons.
That's huge.
This one,
Sierra
Gervais Gordon.
Sierra Gervais Gordon.
This is her early work. She was still using her full name. This one, she actually interviewed people from Richmond. And it's about the city of Richmond. This one is her most recent one, Unto Ivy's Rib. On this one, she's just Sierra Gervais. She grew up a little bit.
Sierra Gervais.
Back in the day.
Man.
Me and my baby. So, this one I know you can find on Amazon. I'm not sure if you can still find The Walking Testimonies, Richmond is Home.
That incarcerated words, how would somebody get that one?
I would have to ask her.
Okay.
But you catch her on Melanin Mimosas. She's on Facebook.
Okay. Yep.
You can hit me up on Melanated Harmony, and I can ask those questions as well.
And then she'll get you a copy if you need one.
Oh,
okay.
Definitely we'll try to work that out. This one, Section 8. This is by, I call him my son, but I didn't give birth to him. But but he's still mine. So this is about growing up in Richmond on Section 8 housing.
Wow.
You can also find this on the internet, Amazon, I believe. Brilliant products of Richmond. So if they tell you that children from Richmond don't do big things, they're lying.
Yep. They're trying to stifle you. It's manipulation if they tell you that.
Exactly.
We from Richmond.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they can't tell us that. This is an ignorant question. Why should people care that people that committed a crime, and I know, it's people that went to jail for stealing a bike and got 7 years for a bike. Not a motorcycle either. I'm saying, so why should people care about these incarcerated people?
Well, let me say this. Tyjon Shepard is in Martinez County Jail, and Tyjon went into jail on October 15th, and by November 15th, Tyjon can barely get a full sentence out. He has developed severe stuttering. He has lost the use of the right side of his body. They are denying him to go to an outside hospital. They're trying to tell him that he's faking. He has memory loss. That's why people should care.
Yeah.
He's a human. Regardless of what Tyjon did, Tyjon hasn't even been convicted yet. He's still pending trial.
Oh.
But how do you fight your case if you can't talk? If it takes you 2 minutes to tell your family, I love you, how do you assist your lawyer with giving yourself adequate defense?
Ain't no way.
No, I'm not saying he's innocent or guilty. I don't know. But I'm saying he's a human being and he deserves adequate health care and to be treated like a human. So we'll start with them. My son was shot back in July.
This year?
Yeah. In the midst of all this protesting for incarcerated persons' rights, I had to run back and forth to the hospital to check on my child that was shot. And during all that, I still felt like if the person who shot my child was caught, I would want them to be treated like a human being.
That's dedication.
I mean,
but that's very beautiful because that's non-hypocritical.
I mean, yeah, it was like, I think it was like God testing me, like, is that really the message you want to put out there?
Man.
Like, do you still feel like that today while
After
your
this.
child is in the emergency room?
And you passed the test.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. But
yeah.
And to be honest, there were days because of COVID, I couldn't go in to the hospital. So when my son got shot, because he's ridiculous, he didn't stay where he got shot. He called me and yelled out 3 buildings. And I knew, he said, I'm shot, and he said 3 buildings. So I had to get dressed and run to the car and go pick up my kid and took him to the emergency room and hoped that he didn't die in my back seat.
Yeah.
You know, and then I got him to Kaiser, then they took him off to Walnut Creek or whatever. But I couldn't go in.
Once you just had to drop him off and then...
Yeah, exactly. Once he got to Walnut Creek, they're like, oh, no, it's COVID. You can't get in here. So what do? You keep on living, right?
You have to. I mean, what else you gonna do?
So I was at San Quentin.
God damn, man.
Full-fledged protest.
That's soldier. That's soldier status right there. Is he okay now?
Yeah, he's doing much better now.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Jesus. The bullet hit him. It hit his rib cage, so it split and it missed his heart and came out his side and his back. So yeah.
I mean, it's bad, but worse.
Yes. So like I said, that's my test and my testimony, because I could have lost my baby that day. But I also know that these people make mistakes.
They do.
And they're not throwaways. They're not garbage pail kids. And in no way am I saying my husband should not have went to jail, prison, or whatever. But I want to say my husband is serving his 3rd strike, which means he's eligible to parole in 2039 because he had a DUI and he sideswiped a car. So, yes. So that means he drank too much. Yes. Does that mean
30 years though?
Before he's eligible to parole? That's not even a guarantee that they're going to let him go.
Yeah.
That's before you go before the board. So that's ridiculous when your governor was just out not too long ago. I'm sure he had drinks at the French Laundry with his friends, and he drove home, and with no repercussions at all.
A lot of people I know of others that have killed people and still didn't serve
30 years.
Still didn't serve that much time. I would be remiss if I didn't say that. I think they got probation, truth be told.
Yeah. I mean, we know people who are actually members of the coalition that will tell you because they had connections. They had similar charges that were dropped down to, I think, drunken disorderly, maybe misdemeanor, drunk in public, things like that.
In a car.
But
if you're in a car, that's automatic. Yeah. Anyway.
But when you have family who are in law and you have money and your skin has a little less melanin, then
or zero. Yeah. they can get away with it. I mean, and yeah. So yeah, I see. Yeah, and it is injustice, and that's why I asked the question, because some people like everything that they did, they deserve it. They did, and without incriminating myself,
exactly.
I ain't never went to no damn jail, but I coulda.
I mean, well, it's funny because my husband, he used to be working in food service, and he was like, I've catered parties with the mayor and the police chief and this person and that person, and I've seen them leaving with open cups of alcohol and cases of alcohol because there was leftovers at the end of the party. And he was like, I've seen all this, and he was like, yeah, but you're not them. Unfortunately, you don't have the privilege. Like my husband, they forced him to represent himself.
I thought that was illegal.
He represented himself in the third strike, and they said he was competent to represent himself. Correct? They have to declare you competent to be able to do all that.
But I thought you had to request that.
He's been requesting an attorney for as long as I can remember. But he had to represent himself, and then once he was convicted, they then put him on psychiatric medication.
But after he was competent.
Yes. Not during the trial.
Just the minute that he can get out then. I think he can get out.
I mean, we've been fighting it. He's doing what he can as far as paperwork. The prison system has a lot of loopholes, though. Like, they can't go to the law library unless they have something active in court, and it has to be within so many days. So if you don't have a case that you're in the middle of, you can't go research so you can file a case.
I know why that happened, though, because it was these dudes in there that was helping people that didn't have cases but was helping other people. They don't want... Oh, I don't need to hear that, because that's going to make me upset, man.
But that's how it works. So
I didn't know that.
That's how it works. So it's like when they can go in there, like you said, my husband would be like, yeah, I'm going to go work on my case. I have law library access. I think it was like 2 hours, 2 days a week for 30 days.
Wow.
But he would go in there and try to research his case, but he would also have 5 or 6 other people saying, can you look this up for me? Can you check this out? Can you do this? Because they can't get in. So it's like, so now you're an unofficial lawyer, but your time is so limited. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah. You could fill City of Richmond with what I don't know, but I don't understand why. Why is it limited?
Access to a library. It's just that simple. But, that's one thing that we have issues with. We have issues with the medical. My husband was overdosed on insulin when he was in Solano.
That's a coma, ain't it?
They rushed him to the hospital. They gave him 10 times what the doctor told them to give him. And but apparently that's not a lawsuit because they attempted to remedy it as soon as they became aware of their mistake.
No.
I'm just telling you what I've been told.
What they think we stupid.
Oh my goodness. And speaking of Solano, my husband wanted to do the dog training program. Yeah, not at Solano. It is cruel and inhumane to keep dogs in those cells because the temperatures get too excessive.
But humans, they can stack in there for it. Oh my God.
And they
this
put
shit
these
is
things
all
in writing.
ass backwards. So, I mean, that'll tell you that they don't even count y'all as
Exactly.
you're lower than a dog.
Well, think about it. When they had the fires, they evacuated the animal shelter that sits on the same property as that prison.
But
and
not them.
The guards evacuated. Lock buildings and go. That was a number of prisons that were subjected to fires. The staff left. They locked the places up and left.
What? They live in like a doggy bag? How did they? What?
They probably only left for
Skeleton
a couple hours.
Yeah. But they did leave for.
Yeah, they say that the doors are fireproof and hope for the best. Well, I mean, yeah,
Well, I don't like that.
We are their voices. They made it was a little entertaining. I love my sisters. Let me tell you. My chicas go hard because somehow they found that out and they were outside the prison at 2 a.m. Like, somebody needs to know this is going on. So they got on their Facebook Lives and were like, there are no guards at the front gate of the prison. What does that tell you?
Jesus. Let's get them. Wow. I didn't even know that.
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't want to know that because there is certain things that I don't need to know because it just infuriates you and then you feel like you got to go do something and then you don't know what to do.
Well, I'm telling you, that's what
I know, but I'm saying I want to do something that really cripples. But I mean, no, I'm not saying, I'm not saying that but yeah.
Call Kathleen Allison at 916-324-7308. She is the secretary of the CDC. She ultimately is the one who makes decisions across the board. The biggest issue we have is she'll tell you it's up to the wardens. The wardens tell you it's up to her. And we keep going back and forth and back and forth. And the courts make it up to their discretion. So that it's just a ping pong game. And they just shuffle us around. So we need more people involved, and we need more people who vote involved. Yeah. And we need more people to show up at these protests and more people to get on the email blasts and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to share as much as I can, even some of the stuff that I don't understand, because I don't, this is going to sound bad, but I don't know if I have any family in jail. I mean, my immediate family is not. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, I do have dudes I grew up with and people that I care about in jail, and, I try to do little things, but I didn't know this is what, I didn't. All right, so I guess I'll be joining.
It's been very eye-opening. We Are Their Voices had a protest. They were advertising it on Facebook one day, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to that. I just want to see.
See what it is, yeah.
I was like, oh my God, it's so inspiring to see other people like me, because We Are Their Voices. They will tell you we're not an organization. We are a concerned family. That's it. That's all.
Wow.
And that's what I love about them. And I say all the time about them, the movement is a magnet. It's going to attract what it attracts. And we're all different parts of this puzzle. So for me, that's why all the different groups that I follow, because all of them are doing different things. And they're all worthy things.
And they all headed down, it's different paths, but it's all to the same goal.
Yes, we're trying to rebuild our community.
Yeah.
And the California Department of Corrections is trying to tell their communities of Black and brown people apart. There's no reason for most of the people in prison to have melanin. We're not the only ones committing crimes. We're just the ones who can't afford lawyers.
Yeah.
So
or are we the ones that don't look like the judge's kids, nephews, and the police? Yeah.
Or maybe you look like the little boy that the judge's daughter ran off with.
Yeah, that's for real.
Or his wife. I mean.
Yeah, I'll teach him. I'll show you. But you can't. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm in now. I just gotta. I'll figure my own way, and then I'll let you know. Because you can start a podcast easily. I can show you how to do everything you need to do, so you can just get up and do what you have to do, start your YouTube channel or, add to your YouTube channel. The podcast thing it's not simple, but it's effective because it'll grow so fast. If you're doing the right things, hashtagging, and like you said, it'll attract what it'll attract. And, you on Spotify and iTunes and everything. Worldwide, though. That's when you get that worldwide. Like Brazil and Germany and Russia, for some reason, love this podcast.
Oh, really?
So that's what I'm saying. You never know who you're going to attract. And it'll just strengthen what you're doing. And then you can do a Patreon. You can do a Patreon, especially when y'all, when y'all get y'all status and people can pledge from all over the world.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So you can have that as your thing. And then you just put the link there. People can donate. I have a dude, Jeremiah, from Coos Bay in Oregon. That was the first dude that did to the Dark Network. I felt like humble because it's like this dude said, I'm going to take the time and give this much a month.
Oh, no.
And I was like,
bless your heart.
God damn, I got a responsibility. I got to start doing stuff. Now it's like it's people that like this what we're doing. Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk, I guess. And then if you want to do it, we could come here. We could shoot your show. Once a month or every 2 weeks or however you want to do it. We can get you set up.
Oh, that'd be nice. Then maybe we can get Nicole to come out of her house.
Oh, yeah, because even that though, because you can just do it with the Zoom. As long as somebody get the audio, you can send that off. It's a good thing. It's a movement starter. Oh, and it's an augmentation of a movement. So now you have a video where y'all talking, like even the mimosa thing, you can do that because I know they have deep conversations. Mimosa will make you have some conversations. So, on those conversations, some of those can be recorded and
I always make fun of her. I be like, when you gonna have a Melanin Mimosa senior edition so the mamas can come and talk?
When is she gonna do that? Because that's who got the game.
Exactly. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's who got the game. So when we was in high school and we thought we knew.
Definitely.
Oh my God, everything, and we sitting there like, man, these people get it done. But I'm ducking Crescent Park. I'm ducking the townhouses. I ain't know nothing, and luckily, we made it through. But it's survival is information.
I was a girl. I went everywhere.
Yeah, see, I couldn't do that.
I still go everywhere. Well, yeah.
Well, I do now, but I couldn't. Yeah, I felt like I couldn't. Yeah.
Not that my parents knew that.
Yeah, I couldn't play around because it was rough. It was rough out there in '90s, man.
Dark Network.
So yeah, that's we can do that. We'll set that up if that's something you're interested in, and
definitely.
We can get that.
We want this to grow. Hopefully we'll get some of these guys out, and a couple of them are saying, if they get out, they're going to join the movement so they can help the people behind.
So that grow. So what programs do you have? So on the Dark Network, we have a podcast called 100 Years. LaJean, Patrick, and DT. DT is from Richmond. LaJean is from Richmond. Patrick is from Oakland. Collectively, they did 100 years incarcerated. So they got out and everybody was telling them they're gonna fail. It's nothing you can do. You can't do this. You can't do that. And it sounded like rhetoric to get them right back to where back. So they were on my show, and then we decided, y'all, this is a real subject. Yeah. Let's start talking. So they talking about how, acclimation to this society now with the phones and all this other stuff, which they had phones in there. They wasn't supposed to, but they had phones in there. It's just...
If they don't be the newest and the top of the line.
No, they don't. They don't. And that's why they still don't know shit, because they come out here and they be like, wait a minute, you can do this with your face? Like, yeah, you can. So my question is, what are the programs that you have for them to get work?
Well, there's a list. I didn't bring it with me, but there's a list of about 40 or 50 employers that hire felons. A lot of people assume that they don't, but I wish I would have brought it. But
no, you email it to me and I'll start popping them as you talking.
Yeah, there's definitely a list up there. I think Target is one that will hire felons.
Really?
Yeah, there are companies out there that will hire them. A lot of people assume that they won't. If you go to the, what is it called? The Reentry Success Center. they can help you get your felonies changed to misdemeanors. I'm giving you some game. Like,
really?
Yes, sir. So you go to the Reentry Success Center. They have people there that will help you with your legal paperwork to get your stuff expunged down to a misdemeanor. They have people there who will help you with your resume writing. You know,
you should be in prison though.
Don't get me started. Well, with COVID now, they really have limited
to do anything.
Any programming or outside people coming in right now is really limited.
Yeah.
The Reentry Success Center, I recommend that to people who are local in Richmond. I would have to do more research if you branch a little bit farther out. I do have a friend. Her name is Alexis. I Med Tech. She's doing the drug testing. Yeah, she has a facility that is ready to work with formerly incarcerated persons, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, we're really trying to build a network. She says she has a friend who has a 6-room halfway house where they transitional housing.
Yeah, transition.
Like we're trying, like people are stepping up, but to be honest, you know, the CDC and San Quentin, they don't make it easy. Even for like when E40 donated the hand sanitizer, the population never got it because they said they were afraid that people were going to misuse it. So then where did it go? You didn't send it back.
Where did it go?
So it's like there's a mismanagement of funds inside the prison across the board. They have all this money that they spend and then they put the stuff in warehouses and never actually use it for the population.
And then sell it or donate it to somebody.
Yeah, but your paperwork shows you spent the money, so your budget is good. You know, like I said, it's a shell game. So what we're trying to do on the outside is find connections and links to different groups and organizations that are ready to help these people when they come out. The prison system gets $88,000 a year per person.
Oh.
If that same person were to come out and go to the county and apply for general assistance, we would give them $336 a month, maybe. That's the maximum. And I know this because that's my job. Okay, you're going to get food stamps just went up. You're going to get $204 a month in food stamps. So you do the math. It's worth more money for the state to keep them incarcerated.
Because they get the money versus giving us a piece of some money.
Exactly. You know,
which makes everything else fall into line now. Now I see why they only get 2 days in the law library.
Exactly.
I see why.
Well, think about it. You're sending these men to fire camp, and you're paying them $5 a week to fight the same fires that every other fireman is fighting across the state of California. So they're making $100,000 a year, and these people are making $5 a week.
And if they get hurt, they getting subpar medical.
Wait, you're forgetting the restitution.
So they take it?
If they owe money, yes.
So it's for free. So they probably handpicking the ones with restitution. That sounds bad, man.
To fight fires. And then not to mention the one guy who was fighting the fire, he finished his time, and then they deported him.
Oh, man. Oh, it's a dirty business. And it's business.
Exactly, which is why no justice under capitalism was formed, because that's basically what it boils down to. You guys are making money. This is new slavery. My husband and I, we argue about it all the time because he's like, well, if you don't do a job, you know, there can be repercussions and you're bored all day. That's one thing as well, because you're just stuck. Like, at least if you have a job, you have a routine that makes your time go by. But I'm like, well, you're not allowed to do anything that's going to, like, risk your health, though, because what we're not doing is killing ourselves for free.
No. Or killing ourselves for money in general. Is that they're going to end up taking or making you pay another fee for...
Exactly. So, because, like, for him, because he owes the restitution, they take 55% off the top of whatever he earns. And because he has lawsuits against them, they take another 20% and put that towards whatever the filing fees for the lawsuits. Yeah. So you work, for every dollar you earn, you're getting a quarter for him.
For him, yeah.
Like, so it's really not worth you risking your life.
I would say not. I would say not. Damn. Because I'm thinking in my mind, I just don't know. I just didn't
It's
think.
a dirty game.
It's a filthy, disgusting game now that I think about it. The laws of how the laws have changed so that it can incarcerate these people so that it's a, God damn it, it's a business. It's capitalism.
Yeah. Well, they have a law now, I think it's 1170D, where it's discretionary for the prison to put people up for release. Like, if they've already served their base time and
I'm out.
And they're not doing anything, well, no, because like my husband's base time was 39 months. He would have been home a long time ago. He went in 2014. So...
Wait, what?
Yeah, his base time was only 39 months, but the third strike gets him back up
to 20. That's the 20.
Plus, yes. So, but with the 1170D, they have the discretion to not impose that third strike.
So they could let him out right now.
Yes.
But it's not good for business, so they not.
Exactly. And there are a lot of people in there. That's like they go to court and they get these laws to pass, but then they're always discretionary.
Which means nothing then. Because
exactly.
Whoever decides, you can just decide. That's a blank check. Why? I don't understand. I gotta start reading.
That's the problem. We've in our coalition meetings, we've had formerly incarcerated persons who've actually said that, you know, sometimes even if you can find a staff member who wants to help you, they get repercussions from other staff members that are like, why are you trying to be nice to them? Why you want to be friends with them? What's in it for you? So then it's easier for them to just stay hands off because they don't want the repercussions on the other end.
It's bullying. It's really just bullying. I was talking to the veteran guy, the Don DeJaga, and he does NAB vets for vets. And he said it was a young Latino lady. They were just helping brown people. She started saying, well, why are all these, black people doing this and why they have this? And she started asking questions. They got rid of her like in 3 or 4 months. Mm-hmm. Because now, why are you helping them? Mm-hmm. So people don't want to hear this, but when I tell people like we second, third class citizens in America, people like, no, but Obama was president. I say, come on, guys. You can't point at one example and tell me this, and I don't even know what that's about. So I don't even know that, but I know how I feel, and I know how other people feel.
Exactly.
It's second class.
It's ridiculous. It's like the drains in the prison don't even drain all the way. So you're telling them, social distance, stay clean, stay healthy. But when they're walking in the shower and someone else's water from the shower before them is already there, what are they supposed to do?
And you got to take a shower.
Exactly. You give them 1 roll of toilet paper a week. My husband wrote up a complaint because it's like, you have people in here with COVID. They're sick. They're throwing up. They have diarrhea. And when their toilet paper runs out, now what are they supposed to do?
Oh, yeah.
So then they're trading their food for toilet paper. It's ridiculous. And then he won the complaint. And then the supervisor was like, you know what? Order everybody 2 rolls of toilet paper. Like, double your order.
Yeah.
But then the people who are supposed to implement it have a problem with that. So they don't want to do it. So then when you complain to them, your boss told you to do such and such, their response is write it up. And it can take 30 to 60 days. Exactly. But because it takes so long for those things to get hashed out, is it really worth it for you to keep going back and forth? Now, my husband tells you all the time, I don't got nothing but time. If y'all let me go, I might leave you alone. But
might. I know I wouldn't. Let me get outside. I'm going to tear y'all ass up.
Exactly. But it's like everything shouldn't be a battle. Like, human need should not be a battle. And the fact that they keep seeing medical people, it's never the same person. So you can't establish a rapport with your doctor because, when you go back in 6 weeks, 2 months, it's not going to be the same person.
Is that by design?
I believe it's because they contract.
That's even worse. Contractors usually don't care that much.
Exactly. Well, you might get one, but then they're not coming back anyway. So
they'll
write up their request, but they're not they don't follow through to make sure it actually happened.
Because they're not there.
And if the doctor behind them doesn't agree, then you have to start over. So yeah, that's a whole nother issue.
Jesus.
You know, my husband was saying they cook the food at 3 or 4 in the morning. They roll it out into the building at like 5. But then, depending on the staff, sometimes they don't get it till like 9 or 10. So my breakfast, it was hot when you made it 4 or 5 hours ago.
Now see, man.
Yeah, and mind you, the milk is sitting there or whatever for those hours or whatever. They've had people send out pictures of rotten vegetables and stuff, spoiled milk, things like that. It's like, yeah, we march because somebody has to know we're watching.
Yeah.
And that's the only way that we felt we could get the word out. And that's why I love We Are Their Voices and the Justice Under Capitalism. You know, some of the other groups as well, but I'm more active with those two.
Yeah.
You know,
I like it. I like the idea of it because I think if you got a group of people, inmates, not all, some, that knows that somebody.
Person.
Oh, incarcerated persons. What's wrong with inmates?
That is the slave master's term.
I got you. Okay. Remember that, y'all. Inmates is, you might as well call them nigga slaves. Don't do that. All right. Incarcerated persons. They know that somebody cares about them. So when they do get out, they join these kind of things and they feel like I'm never going back in there because these people did this to keep me out. So it's like a honor system where the people that get, and you can't save everybody, but
yes,
if the few that you do can talk to other people, you'll get less people in there. And I think that, truthfully, that is the sleeping giant. People talk about prisons and this and that, but I think those people, and it sounds bad, but I'm going to just go ahead and say it. These dudes know the law and broke it anyway, or broke it on an accident or whatever. Mm-hmm. But these are the dudes that'll get up and do what needs to be done if they feel like it needs to be done. Even though, I've been in jail. Not me, I'm just saying. I've been in jail. I know what it is if I got to do this so that the younger kids can do these things, and I'm willing to do it. And that's what we're going to have to need. Like you said, rebuilding the community within the community, but without all of this Chevron and whoever else want to. Well, no, you can't say that. We want to use the word inmates. It's certain things that they want to implement if you get money. Because we do something called OCAR, where it's our community as a resource. And I'll talk to you about it afterward. I guess that is a good conversation so other people will know. So I don't know the difference between the two. What are some of the pros and cons of having a nonprofit versus a for-profit company?
Well, the nonprofit, I know you have to keep the income under like $50,000 or something.
Do you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's basically before it, and you don't have to file taxes on it. So it's basically a tax thing.
Yeah.
That's all it is, if you're planning on like a lot of money running through there and getting like bigger sponsors and you're like really trying to make it where this is your job now and you want it to pay you and then you probably will. Well, I don't want to say it like that.
Because you can't stipend yourself money.
Yes.
As a
I think it's just like the numbers game. Yeah. Basically.
What you expect from it. Yeah. Yes. All right. I'll
right now, and like we're not doing this to earn money. We're doing this to create awareness and save our community.
Save people.
So any money that we make will go into the business. It won't be for
That's
us.
Nonprofit. So yes.
Yes, it's definitely for the families of the incarcerated persons. And basically we want to work on the connection between people who are inside and their children.
Got you.
Because like for my husband, it's getting a little better now that his kids are older.
Yeah.
But, when they were a little younger, dealing with your ex on a phone that they got to pay for.
Man. That'll severely limit the conversation. All right, cut this motherfucker off then.
So we want to focus on that. Maybe like try to raise money where we can give the kids maybe phone cards so they can keep in contact with their incarcerated person, and it doesn't cost their other parent.
Yeah, anything. Yeah,
exactly. We want to try to build that network that way, and give them a place where we can meet and talk about these things and help each other out with different issues, because everybody's at different stages in life. So, we want it when we get it all together. Our plan is to have a room where we have licensed childcare. So the parents can go in the room and have their meetings or whatever and know that their kids are safe.
Yeah.
And, maybe
it's
even...
just removing obstacles. It's just making it easier to do basic human needs.
Exactly.
Wow.
And still have, we want them to have a resource room where they can go and look for jobs and look for housing and things like that. And it's a network because we know we can't do it by ourselves.
Yeah.
Nicole and I have been friends. I always say almost 20 years. She's like, I'm not that old. More like 15 years. We met up. Our kids were still, I should say, my kids were still young because Nicole just had a new baby. Like I said, that's one. She also has one that's about 24. So.
Why would she go
that's
into
a whole nother story.
Jail again? Not jail, but you know what I mean. I shouldn't have said that, but you know what I mean.
It's a beautiful thing because she's at a completely different place in her life. So, just being able to provide and not have all the stresses that you had as
does make it easier.
17-year-old mom,
Man.
It's a completely different monster. And I tell her all the time, thank you, because I could just Amazon the baby stuff and I get to be TT of a little one without the responsibility.
I know that's right, goddammit, because I know that's right. Man.
So it all works out, but the baby, it helps us remember that love and connection that she's able to have in her child. There are people out there who don't get to do that
at all,
especially with COVID, because the prison shut down visiting in March, so there's been no physical contact since March. I was blessed yesterday. I had my video visit with my husband. I'm sorry.
I saw that. You said 90.
Don't like it.
90%.
Well, it kept buffering.
Oh.
So it was like he would be there, and I'm like, hey, and then he'd go away.
Man.
But that in 9 months, that was the first time I had seen him. So even over the computer.
Even if it's your husband? I thought it was a special.
No, the prison shut down visiting back in March. So those people who have had new babies this year, they're children who've never met their parents at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because of how everything happened. They're even the little ones. Therapists say when under 3, if the child doesn't see you within 2 weeks, they forget you. They go through their grieving, and it's like you don't even exist. So for these young babies, who it's a voice on the phone. My husband and I have a joke because now he calls and I'm like, "Good morning, Charlie."
Damn.
So he's like, "Good morning, Angel," but it's because now you're a voice on the phone.
Yeah.
And that's all you've been for 9 months. At least before you can go. I was a junkie. I was going every Saturday and Sunday, and I was getting my 2 hours in every day.
Wow.
That's in San Quentin. When he was in Solano, I did every day in Solano too. Every holiday, every weekend. When he was down in Southern California, I probably went twice a month, maybe sometimes 3 times a month.
That's still huge.
400 miles each way. I was, get up at 4, be at my visit by 8:30.
Man.
Stay there for a couple hours, get a hotel, do it again. Then you got to drive 4 hours back that night.
Jesus.
So.
And that shit shut down. So that really put a dent in what you was seeing your husband. Yeah.
So to go from seeing, and I'm ashamed to say I was taking it for granted. I really was, because I would plan things around that. My friends be like, "Want to do such and such?" Girl, my visit be over by such and such. I'd be on my way.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh Jesus, just give me 10 minutes.
Can I just smell him?
I just touch it,
Man.
So it has changed our relationship. It added some stress.
I believe
especially for him. Because he was so used to seeing me all the time, it's like,
it's a real loss. Yeah.
It's almost like mourning somebody. But then, we get the phone calls, and depending on what's going on, when he had COVID, I think I might have talked to him once every 2 weeks. because they try to keep them away from everybody, so they don't want them using the phones. But it's like, well, wait a minute. The last time I talked to him, he told me he has this deadly disease, and
now I haven't talked to him in the 13 days. Y'all got to tell me something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, then you got to try and call and see if you can get through the medical staff. Then you got to prove who you are before they tell you anything. So it's really stressful.
Yeah.
But
you obviously love him. I mean, anybody listening can tell that you know that's your main man.
Yeah. The video call helped. I give him that. No.
Is that something that's going to be more recent now, or?
Well, they're implementing. They're saying once a month. 30 minutes once a month. Yeah, no comparison to being in somebody's face every weekend, 2 days in a row. No comparison at all. But it was nice to see him, although he has this new thing he's doing with his beard and mustache, talking about he's going to twist something out.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I mean, the last time I saw him, everything, bald head, clean shaven. So
now you see and he look like Moses. He like, no.
I was like, what's going on under your mask, honey? Like,
yeah, look, you got a nest of spiders under there, son. Yeah.
So, he's exploring his individuality as much as he can.
Yeah, whatever stops him from going crazy, I guess it's all gravy.
Yeah.
It's a state of affairs in there. I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, it's crazy, but to just have it ripped away, because it was funny, because when they sent the email out and said visits were canceled, I fell to the floor at work, and my friends were like, what the hell? I was like, I just wanted one more. Like,
man.
Like they knew what they was doing, though, because if I'd have known it was only going to be one more, I might have got in trouble that day.
Oh, man. Yeah. That'd be that kept you there. They was like, nope, you got to go to one now.
Please join my page, Melanated Harmony, on Facebook. No Justice Under Capitalism on Facebook. We are their voices. Impact, Ella Baker Center. All of us are none. Check out Minister King. He is one of the brothers who actually participated in the hunger strike. He is currently, I think he's been free for about a year now. So he is definitely boots to the ground and totally down. We love Minister King, so check him out. California Prison Focus. If you want to support us, just check us out on our Facebook pages. Contact me at the Gmail, Melanated Harmony 20 or Melanated Harmony 2020. We actually have both. Please, if you have the time, contact Martinez County Jail and tell them to treat Tyjon Shepard or let him go so his family can get him the adequate health care that he needs, and then he can stand trial. Contact Kathleen Adlison and your governor. Let them know that we want mass releases, not transfers. Stop spreading COVID throughout the prison system. This all happened because of a horrible transfer from Chino. Like San Quentin had 0. You transferred these people in, they went from 0 to 1,500 within a month.
Habeas corpus. Y'all file y'all habeas corpus names and send it in.
Yes. Send me the names and we'll send the packets directly to your inmates with the postage and everything. So all they have to do is fill out the paperwork.
Wow.
Yeah, we're doing it all. I got packets in my car right now. So if you're in Richmond, I'll bring it to you if you want.
Damn.
Any way you will need it, we will work with you because we want to get as many people as free as possible so we can rebuild our community. They need to be home so they can help teach their children not to make the same mistakes that they made.
Yes. I like it. This has been How Do You View You with the powerful soldier, Tamara Morgan Hudson, Mrs. Hudson. Peace.
All right, welcome to the Translucent Podcast once again.
And my lane is the positive music. You know, a lot of...
Network.
Welcome to the How Do You View You podcast featuring Griffin Stein. Today we have Coach Big James from Salesians High School. Team Rampage. Enjoy.
Welcome to the How Do You View You podcast with your host Griffin Stein. Today we have Coach James Portlock from Salesians in the house. We're going to talk about basketball, life, these hoes, maybe.
Yeah, we can talk about that
a little bit, and just give them an introduction on who you are and what you're doing right now.
Man, I'm a man of many hats. Man, I'm a father. I'm a son. You know, I'm an ex-husband. I'm a mentor. I'm a coach. I'm a professional car salesman. I do a little bit of everything, man. Just here to give back, man. Not just here at the show to give back, but just in life. I think my mission is to give back. Coming up at 12, 13 years old, I'm trying to be the individual that I needed when I was that age. So that's my mission.
That's good. That's good. That's what I think is missing. Is people, people have this idea of what black man is, man.
Right.
I don't think it's true.
Man, when we was younger, you had a lot of older guys that kind of looked out for us. Whereas now, it's not the same, man. You have people who say they looking out for you with their own interior motives.
Yep.
And then you have people that are looking out for you kind of get the short end of the stick because it might not be as appealing as the one that has their interior motives. So my whole thing is I think I got a story to tell, and I think there's some kids out there that I can help by telling my story. So that's how I got into coaching. That's why I'm the type of father that I am. That's why I'm the type of man that I am. I'm not perfect by no means, but
nobody.
I'm just trying to give the game to those who can use it and do something with it. And then when they grow up, they can't be like, well, nobody told me. Nah, that's a fucking lie. I told you.
Yeah, and that is rough, man. I'm telling you right now, it's like I'm thinking about real estate. I'm thinking about money. I'm thinking about nobody ever told me.
Nobody told us, man.
Nobody told me.
Simple stuff, bro. Like your bank account. You know what I'm saying? Maintaining a car. It was always get a car, put gas in, and go. Get hose. It wasn't about getting tires and oil change and the brakes and all that. So, your body. You know what I'm saying? Like simple stuff like that, man. Yeah. And no better person to tell you what you should do or how you should do it than somebody who didn't do it that way and wish that they could have done it that way. So that's just my mission.
That's a good motivation because that's what I'm doing. We was talking about, me and Ray was talking about the another little YouTube thing, which I can't go into because I think I'm gonna go into. But I'll tell you off camera, it's more of a thing. It's just teaching kids on camera about math, about compound interest, about stuff like that. That I just wish somebody would have told me. Like you say, just wish somebody.
That's it. That's it, man. That's it.
Good.
That's it.
Oh, what you said? Professional car salesman.
Yeah, I've been a car salesman for the last 14 years. I started 2005, so 15 years. I started actually 2005. No, 14 years. I started 2005, August 1st, 2005. Man, I jumped into the car business. I have two uncles, two great men that are in the car business. Didn't go to college. Own multiple homes, make great income, and I never looked at the car business as a place where I can make money and flourish. We always get taught rapping, sports, being a doctor, being a lawyer. Well, there's other professions, man. Everybody not students. Everybody not gonna be able to go to school for 8 years and be a doctor.
I don't want to go.
I wish I would have gotten the car business earlier, but I was naive to the fact of if I don't sell a car, I don't eat. Well, I don't sell cars. I just help people. That's how I look at it, man. I kind of treat people who are interested in cars how I would want my family to be treated if they were coming to look at a $30,000 vehicle. It's not about me selling a car. I learned that earlier on. So I took the car aspect, I took the selling part of it aspect out of it, and this became a people person.
That's good. Yeah. I mean, I actually like that.
So I'm off camera though, but so basically what you're saying is it ain't got nothing to do with the car. It's
at
about
all.
The treatment of the person.
That's it. Because with cars, right? We all need cars, right?
Right.
People come to the dealership with the notion that they're gonna buy a car today, no matter what. My job is to find the right car for them and get the right deal.
so that they can keep the car.
That's
and
it.
maintain the
It
car.
ain't about the sale. I'm gonna make money just being a people person, man. That's just it.
Where is this dealership at? Because I think people need to know.
Oakland Kia. Come see me if you're in the market for a new Kia, a used vehicle. We have Highline too for those of you who may want a Bentley or something extravagant like that.
Ask for James.
Yeah, Big James. Ask for Big James. My business card say Big James, so ask for Big James.
Ask for Big James. Oakland Kia. We gonna say this again, so don't
appreciate that.
Yeah, we gonna say that again.
Appreciate that.
But yeah, that's why most people don't like car salesmen.
Facts.
Yeah.
And that was another thing too. So, something that we do all the time, right? We have somebody that might be in a certain field, and we go to that person after we done already made a mistake. So I went to I should have went to my uncle who's been in the car business for a long time before I bought my first car. I went elsewhere. I got dicked, and I needed help fixing that situation. So then I go to my uncle who's been in the business to kind of help me when I should have went to him in the first place. So that's it's common. It happens all. To me. I got friends who made one cars and they might be like, oh, I don't want a Kia. Well, you don't have to buy a Kia. Like, you might want a BMW. I'll help you with your process.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't about me selling a car to you. It's about the process. So if you want to buy a BMW, just let me go with you so I can make sure that you're not getting dicked around. It's not about me selling a car.
It's a resource to help you make the best choices in life.
That's it.
That's all we can ever do for each other.
That's it. I can't be more transparent than that, man. Basketball is my favorite sport, and I like to call myself a life point guard because the point guard job is to make sure everybody is in a certain spot so they can be the best of themselves. And I kind of view myself as a point guard.
Wow.
So, for life.
That's good. That's good. So, without even saying it, you're a good dude.
I hope so. I hope others view me that way. That's what you try. Yeah, I hope others view me that way. It's not a gimmick. It's proven.
Yeah.
It's proven. You got some guys that try to be good dudes because it looks good. I'm not a politician. I'm not a pastor or none of that. I'm just a guy who experienced some things, and I'm a people watcher. So I was able to. I had a lot of influences to watch. So I was one of those kids who watched before speaking, and I just picked up on certain things.
That's the thing. I'm on Twitter.
Okay.
Twitter. If you can't be good at Twitter if you don't jump in people's conversation without warranting.
Yeah, that's fact.
And that's what I tweeted the other day. I said I'm not good at Twitter because I was told you shut the fuck up if ain't nobody talking to you. And I said I suck at Twitter, but I excel at life.
Right there it is.
And that's what 0 likes.
Yeah, there it is. And that's me. I got a Twitter account, Coach Big James. I don't even use it that much.
I think
it's too impersonal. Yeah. It's too impersonal because you got anybody could just jump in and I'm always on the go. Instagram is a little bit better for me. And the only reason I got on Instagram was because that's where the kids are.
Yeah.
The kids are not on Facebook. The Facebook is for the older cats.
That's what it seems like.
You and I. The kids are on Instagram. So it was like I'm getting this motivation and I want to share it. Where do I share it? Well, I share it on both platforms, but it's more so geared towards the kids. There's some adults who need to be motivated.
Yeah, I was just about to say, some people need to see what you're doing so they can start put themselves in service. I think that's the thing. People need to serve others. If you can serve others, even if you don't have to be everybody. Right. And I'm not saying go hug homeless people. Right. I'm just saying, if you see somebody hurting or you see somebody need help, ask them if they need help. You might not even have to do it.
Not even have to do it.
Some people just like to be asked.
The big thing that we all should do is just share, man.
Yeah.
Because people get information and they just hold on to it for themselves. And they might not even do nothing with the information. But just think about if you share some of that information. There's somebody out there who's going to be looking at what you post that's going to get something from it and probably can do something with it. I did that with my poetry. You asked me earlier off camera, did I rap? No, I don't rap, but I write poems.
Okay.
My grandfather, I found out later, I never met him. He died when I was 3-4 years old. He was a writer. And I always wondered where I got this gift from. And it comes out, it was in my blood already. But people don't share. People don't share experiences. information, you know, to where somebody else can do something with it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna hit you up on that because after we finish here, I gotta talk to Raven about some stuff. But I'm finna walk down the street and back up and just take pictures. So what the book is gonna be is Book of Richmond with poetry on the other side.
Dope.
And why not? It's an ebook. I don't need anybody's permission to do this.
Dope. You know, it's funny. It's funny you say that because I was when you asked me to do this. I was excited because I've been wanting to get on one of these platforms, and I woke up this morning with the notion to document the day. So I documented, you know, getting up, you know, going to my daughter's house, getting her ready for school, dropping her off, you know, hitting Starbucks before coming here, coming down McDonald. I'm driving with my phone out, videotaping. So I can get some of the historic stuff on McDonald Avenue, man.
Yes.
You know, it's some
Downtown.
historic, it's some Nicholas Park, you know, the Civic Center, Johnny Devon. Kids don't know old school Harry L's. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's just a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna try to put a nice little video together. I got my phone off now, so I don't interrupt none of your technology. But,
this all can be edited. That's the good thing about this. You usually have a thing right there, a Mac.
Okay.
So that's what she was saying. It's usually a Mac there. So
that's what I was wondering what she was talking about.
Yeah. So
okay.
if you did that, you can dump from here right to the Mac. Sit here, edit your shit, upload it. When you leave here,
so you can do everything and we got. Yeah, that's dope.
That's CoBiz. We had CoBiz, right? I
Whoever,
say,
shout out to CoBiz.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with this idea is dope. It's a dope idea. The atmosphere is dope. It was real professional. It was quiet. You know, for those of you in Richmond or just want to come visit the Richmond area and see what it has to offer, I advise you to stop by CoBiz and check it out.
Yes.
That's it. I'm a quick story on Salesian. So, I graduated high school from Kennedy back in '97. I fucking hated Salesian back when I was in high school. I hated it. Like, I went to Catholic school, so, you know, grew up in Easter Hill, raised by my mom, single mom. I kind of, my upcoming was kind of different. But my mom tried to send me to Catholic school. Went to St. Cornelius right here on McDonald in 7th grade.
Wow.
We tried it, right? So, in my mind, I understood what my mom was trying to do. She wanted something better for me. You know, she wanted to show me that there was more than Coronado or King or all the other stuff that was out there, right? Yeah. Cortez was gone by then.
Was it gone?
Yeah, Cortez was gone by
okay.
then. But I tried it. I didn't like it. Like, it was cool, but in my mind, it's like, Mom, we live in Easter fucking Hill. Yeah. Like, I don't want you to give your money, hard-earned money for me to go to school. Like, I could go. Let me go to King and we can do something with that money. That was I'm thinking like that at 12, 13 years old. Because my mom, my mom just retired recently. Shout out to moms. Worked at Kaiser for 45 years.
Jesus.
And I'm talking about Kaiser in San Francisco. So this woman got up every morning 5:30, 6 a.m.
Nigga, I'm 45. Yeah. I was born in 74.
Since you've been,
yeah.
That's mom was at Kaiser, man. So
that commute,
man, from Easter Hill, no car. My mom don't drive, never had a car. So my mom would get up.
What?
My mom would get up 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, walk to Crossing. Remember on Crossing right there?
By the overpass?
Tracks? No, by the tracks. You know where Owens is?
Yeah.
So right there on the tracks, there used to be a bus stop right there. The L bus that would go from wherever it came from, go right to San Francisco. Yeah. So she would catch that bus every day, man, for years. Wow. Go to San Francisco, to the terminal, catch another bus, take her to Kaiser. So shout out to moms, man. I appreciate you, moms.
Yeah.
So watching her do that, man, it was just like hard work was instilled in me. You know what I mean? Like, I fucking hated Salesians, man. So when it was on the football field and the basketball court when we played Salesians, I tried to give them all. I was like Jordan, like this the champion. When we played Salesians in El Cerrito, it was a championship. I hated them. I hated them two schools. But how I ended up at Salesians, so my son, who I say this a lot because people say I shouldn't say it, but the reason why I say it is because there's going to be a young man who's going to deal with a woman who has a kid already, and I want him to treat that kid the way I treat my son who's not biologically mine. I got you. So I've been in my son's life. He's 16 now. I've been in his life since he was 3. So I'm dad, but he has a dad. You know what I'm saying? So My son showed interest in basketball early. He wanted to play AAU. Hooked AAU up. I was going through something financially at the time, so like after the first year, I really couldn't afford it, right? I really couldn't afford it. But I was a dad that was always at practice. I wouldn't interfere with nothing that the coach was doing, but I was always at practice watching, and I was real happy that he had the coach he had. He had an asshole of a coach named Jesmer Lorenzo. Shout out to Jesmer. And not an asshole, like a real asshole, but an old school guy who was serious, like in your face serious. Like he take his time serious. So whatever we doing out here, it's a kids game, but this shit is serious. So he's one of them coaches, and I appreciated that. So other teams that showed interest in my son was like, you know, you can come play for us, you don't gotta pay, and this and that. And it was sounding attractive at the time because I was financially just going through it, you know. So I was like, fuck, what I'm gonna do? So I went to Jesmer and I was like, listen, man, you know, we got offers to go play with other teams. I really don't want to, but I really can't afford this $200 a month right now, man. And he was like, James, you at every practice, like, why don't you just help me? I'm not even worried about the money. Why don't you just help me? You here all the time. What happened? I had got hurt. I tore my meniscus in my knee, so I was off work for a little while. And it allowed me to be a dad and be present because when I was working, wasn't up going to basketball practice, wasn't up going to the games. So he's like, just help me. Like that's your payment. Just help me. And that's how I got into coaching. And 2 years later, my son was in the 6th grade at the time. 2 years later, I get a phone call from Salesians, you know, and I'm like, yeah, this is James. It's like, well, you know, would you be interested in coaching freshmen? I'm like, wow, hell yeah. At the time, Salesian's a powerhouse. Like, hell yes, absolutely. So what happened was Jesmer, who was a coach at the school, mentioned my name to one of the authorities, and they was like, yeah, bring him on. So that's how I got into coaching high school basketball. From there, it's been Salesians, baby. Everything, all Salesians, all day on mine. You know, on top of Team Rampage, I'm a valid, not valid. I'm a huge fan of Coach Bracey and what he does for his community out in Vallejo. So it only made sense for me to be a part of that when he asked me to, man. So, you know, I rock with Team Rampage to the heart, my boys. And that's just what it is. So
how can people help the team? Is there like a fundraising thing coming up?
TeamRampage.org. You can always donate to us to help out. For those of you who don't mind helping a real program that's trying to give back to the kids, I can't stress this enough, man. Bracey puts on for his city. And I wish we had a Bracey here in Richmond. I know there is a Bracey somewhere. I just don't know who it is.
We'll find him.
But man, he puts on for his city. Everything he does is all about Vallejo. And at first, I used to look at it like,
what am I doing? Yeah.
I ain't from Vallejo, but it's like the message and the power of him giving back. You know, Nipsey Hussle, right? Everybody always talk about Nipsey and what he do for L.A. and his hood. Well, Bracey is that. You know, in the flesh, on a different level. So,
wow,
that's why I'm a part of Team Rampage, man, and I will forever be a part of Team Rampage. As long as it's around, I'm gonna help out.
Oh, that's good. That's a lot right there.
As long as it's around.
So, how can you make that here? Then, can the Bracey be here? You would have to do it your own way.
I would have to do it my own way, and it's possible. You know, it can be done. It just takes a lot of time, but more importantly, it takes a community. You know, and not just people, the right people. Because like we talked about earlier off camera with Ray, there's a lot of people who are invested in youth sports, but for the wrong reasons, man. It's not a money grab for Team Rampage, where you got programs that's charging parents $1,000 a session.
Nigga.
Yeah, $1,000 a session. A session might only be 3-4 months. $1,000.
Okay.
People have it, and they give it to these programs, you know. And I'm not gonna sit here and name names of programs, because I don't want to be disrespectful towards the program. But there's certain people in certain programs who it's all about a money grab, man. So you parents, when it comes to youth sports, research, do the history, have a conversation, talk to somebody. and figure out is your kid with the right program, because it can really make a difference in your experience with youth sports.
Damn. So are we? Is that one of your goals to have a?
I would love to put
Port
Richmond.
Lock
I would love to put Richmond on the map in some form. Team Rampage Richmond. There's a lot of good kids that come out of here that don't get recognized because they get caught up in other stuff along the way. That's another thing. With Rampage, it's our message is it takes a village, and right now our message is we have a garden, because now it used to just only be high school. Now we have middle school, and we got good kids in middle school that's not only just good basketball players, but we got good students. We got good parents. We have, everything is good right now, so we have a garden, and it's just growing. That's good. And that's all Richmond needs. Richmond needs...
And it can grow from Vallejo to Richmond.
It can.
Yeah, because.
But that's all Richmond needs, though. Richmond needs a garden, man. We got the Steelers. Steelers do phenomenal things. We now got the Cowboys. The Cowboys do phenomenal things. Who's next? Maybe it's Rampage or whoever, but there's a garden here in Richmond that we just got to put some water on and get it to grow.
People are listening, people are watching, so I don't know basketball. I have never sat through a whole sports event ever. I don't think I've sat through anything. Maybe a fight.
You used to play baseball back in the day, though. I remember we used to go to Cortez and play baseball, man. We used to pick up.
Well, we used to play, but I didn't. I was cheating and all type of shit. I don't know them rules, man. I was just playing. I couldn't sit. See, that's the difference. Playing is different to me than I can't sit and watch a baseball game.
It's you know what? I wish I would have kept playing baseball. Baseball is probably the best sport, honestly, and I'm gonna tell you why. You can be 40 plus years old and still play baseball. It's not as physical as basketball. You're not constantly running up and down the court. It's nowhere near as physical as football or soccer. Baseball, there's a longevity in baseball that $400 million. That's all I got to say. There's somebody that's got paid $400 million to play baseball. And you're throwing the ball, you're catching it, you're hitting it. But it's not as sexy as the other sports. So the kids in our areas kind of don't gravitate to it no more. Where when I was young, or when we were younger, baseball was big in Richmond. You had it was huge.
They had pony everywhere.
Baseball was huge in Richmond. It's gone though. Now you got to go to Terre Hills. You got to go to Oakland or El Cerrito. Like, it's gone. It's not.
Antioch even has.
Yeah, it's not like how it used to be, man. But baseball used to be huge, bro. It's just not as appealing, man. It's not as sexy for whatever reason to these kids. But if my son, if I could pick a sport for my son to play, he would be playing baseball.
What about your daughter?
Nah, my daughter, man, she can do whatever she want to do.
Oh, okay.
She can do whatever she want to do.
So, do you think eventually it's going to be all unisex, or is baseball still too rough?
Nah, it's not gonna be unisex. It's too fair. It's not gonna be an even playing field, man. And that's not to knock women and be like, oh, women can't, but y'all can't fucking play basketball like we can play basketball. You damn sure can't play football. No. You damn sure can't play baseball. So it just wouldn't be fair. It just wouldn't be fair.
So is it fair for these people that? I think I saw you put a post like dude was riding a motorcycle racing bikes, and said his motorcycle identifies as a bike. So he killing everybody on the thing.
Nah, that shit ain't fair, man. Yeah. All you guys that's fucking trans, whatever. What is it? What is the title?
Trans.
I don't want to offend nobody.
Transgender?
Transgender.
So these transgenders who now identify as women to go participate in women's sports, that shit's not fair.
And they nuking them. Yeah, if nobody can see that, I'm like, well, you want to be a champion? I know dudes that'll do that just to be a champion.
That shit is gonna happen. Joanna Man is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Joanna Man, one day, watch. Joanna Man is gonna happen, and it's not fair.
Because a 40-year-old basketball player in the women's league,
fuck it, I'm a woman now. I'm finna go to the WNBA
and win 2 championships.
That's not fair,
that's
man.
Right.
That's not fair, man. Joanna Man is gonna come to life. 2020 and fucking Joanna Man.
Too liberal. It's too liberal.
It's crazy.
Hey, get your 2 nuts back over here, man. Yeah. All right. I did want to get back to the business aspect of that. Tell that story again. The story about the
car
two,
dealership?
Yeah, the 2 parking spots.
So, to own a used car dealership, you do not have to have a lot. All you need is an office space with an office where you can lock up the paperwork. You don't, and 2 parking spots for your inventory.
So any person.
All you have to do is just like anything else, like getting a real estate. You take a class. You take a class for a couple of weeks. You pass the class. You get your dealer's license. There's a form you send into DMV. You get your license. You get your office spot with 2 parking spots. You're done.
No excuse.
You're officially a car dealership owner. It's simple. But we don't know because people don't share.
Somebody would have told.
Yeah, some people don't.
All that dope money.
People don't share the information.
Dudes, I remember dudes would go buy cars and let them sit just because they wanted to see.
Right. People don't share the information, so you're right. All that dope money could have been,
everybody
could be a real mogul out here by now, Yeah. But I made the mistake of. Well, I'm not gonna say I made the mistake. I'm thinking long term. So long term, you don't want to be in this office forever. I want to have my name attached to something on a grand scheme. I want to have something I could leave to my daughter and my son. Yeah. So go get a lot. The lot wasn't as expensive as I thought it was gonna be, so it made sense. Go get a lot, small lot. It held about 15 to 16 cars. Small office space as big as this room that we in. Probably twice the size of this with a bathroom. It worked. How I got cooked. Again, I told you earlier. I could look at myself as the point guard of life, right? So, someone I won't say a friend, an associate brings me a customer. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't know if he knew she had fake information, but she had fake information. I don't know this young lady from nowhere. This is someone that's being introduced to me third party. So, fake license, fake job, everything's fake. Everything's fake. So, sell the car, make the transaction, deal approved the loan, the bank hit me back 30 days later. So that money that I made, that $9,000 that I made off that one transaction, now I have to pay. I got to pay that back. Right. Shit. So, cut to, I sold a car that had issues. I didn't know the car had issues. It passed inspection. Customer had the car for a week. I'm a service provider, so I'm providing the service for someone. I want you to be happy with your transaction. So I try to take care of the car. Car ended up being a money pit. Ended up losing $6,000 on that. And another deal happened, and small business owner, you're cooked. Yeah, it only take about 2 or 3. You cooked. So I had to humble myself and go back into the car business as a salesperson, which wasn't a big thing for me because I am a people person. So I knew I can get a job wherever. I was able to go back to where I was. I had a huge customer base, so it all worked out at the end. I just kind of went into the ownership thing a little bit too early. I should have pocketed a little bit more collateral first and then went in.
Because them hits wouldn't have hurt you.
It wouldn't have been as bad. It wouldn't have been as bad.
So there's no insurance?
There is, but as an owner, it's your responsibility.
Oh, shit. You are the
I am, right. It's you.
Damn.
Yeah, so,
that's rough.
Yeah,
so is the plan ever to get...
Absolutely. Absolutely. But this time I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to do it. I might have that office space a little bit longer this time.
Build up the money. That makes sense. Is there any other business ventures you thinking about, or
my biggest dream, and I'm big on dreams. My biggest dream is to be a college basketball coach. So
that's very attainable.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Why?
It's a little harder, man. You got to find politics. It's a lot of politics. Like even with the high schools right now, right? So I coach freshman basketball at Salesians. For me to get a varsity job somewhere, the rules are slowly changing. So now, most of these coaches have a job at the school. So
something,
janitor,
teacher.
Oh,
I got you.
something, administrative something. They have something going on at the school. So schools are hiring within the schools for those jobs versus hiring outside. So now and no disrespect to the janitor or the guy who's coaching, but that guy might not be as knowledgeable as me or someone else who may be a little bit more qualified to have a program and make a program solidified. So it's small little avenues I have to get around. I'm not a employee of Salesians other than basketball. So,
but coaching all of these kids will have some roots because they like, hey, my coach from Salesians.
I mean, that's how I got there. So word of mouth does spread. Hopefully, like I said, that's my biggest dream. You always hear elders say you find a job that you would do for free and it's not a job. I would probably coach basketball for free. College basketball.
God damn it, you're doing it now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's been an ultimate dream of mine. I knew I wasn't gonna make the NBA. So be it. What better guy to coach? Those who can't do coach.
Yeah. That makes sense. I feel like that's still attainable though. You saying any college or you talking UNLV?
I want a D1 school,
okay.
man, like San Jose State, Sacramento State. I want to be somewhere, and my whole reason for wanting to have a college job is because year after year after year, I see high school seniors who are not getting a fair shot to go play college basketball for whatever reason. They might consider a guy too short, or he might not be as good as this guy, or whatever it is.
Wow.
Yeah, there's two kids who just graduated from Salesians last year, twins, who should be D1 basketball players. I mean, they played the top player in the nation, who will probably be an NBA #1 draft pick next year, and shut him down. So you mean to tell me if they can, and they're little guys, 5'9", 5'10", if they can guard this 6'7" dude in high school, the #1 player in the nation, you mean to tell me they can't do it at the college level? So it's just for their stories and stories of the similar to it, why I would want to have a small college coaching job somewhere. Yeah. San Jose State, where I can get these guys from our area to go to college. There's so many kids, man, that get looked over because of whatever the area they're from. They might not be as tall. They might not be as knowledgeable. Whatever the case, whatever it is, that don't get a shot. I would love to be the guy to give them a shot.
At least get them looked at. Yeah,
I'm gonna give them a shot.
You know what I learned? Niggas hate Richmond.
Yeah. Richmond is.
No,
it's real.
I mean, and it's nationwide.
It's real, bro. It's real. I don't get it. I personally don't get it, but it's fucking real. There is a little bit of hate from Richmond. You go anywhere in the Bay Area and you say you from Richmond, and everybody's face will change.
Yeah.
Everybody's face will change.
They will look at you.
You don't seem like I get it from all the time. You from Richmond?
Yeah,
nigga, I'm from Richmond. Like, it's Richmond has a bad reputation. We still suffering to this day behind that reputation, man, for whatever reason. But the funny part about it, the people who don't know the history about Richmond, back in the day, Richmond was one of the places to be. We had the port.
Yeah.
We had all these good jobs. Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah.
All that shit was right here in Richmond, man. People don't even know the history or the knowledge behind Richmond, right? Even still to this day.
Yeah, they don't.
Even still to this day. You know why Point Richmond is what it is? It's because it's right there on the water. And the ports.
Best place in the Bay.
It's right there. And white people are slowly buying up North Richmond, Central Richmond. They're buying all this shit up because the property value is down. They're going to buy it up, raise the property value, and they're going to be gone. And it's going to be a revolving circle.
I had I was laying in. Well, I lay in bed and think about property.
Right. So that's what you want right now?
That's what I think. That's what I'm gonna do. So what I tried to say, because I keep saying, yeah, and these white people stealing the land from us, and then I thought about it. I was like, they're not really stealing it. I did it because when I'm like, I ain't living in North Richmond.
Right.
So what happens? Nobody buys the land.
Right.
Nobody buys the house. So Who else gonna buy it? Right. So the Mexicans will buy it, then the Mexicans will leave because they don't want to live in North Richmond. Then the white people will buy it. Right. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to relook at the definition of gentrification because I've decided that I'm going to buy some land in North Richmond and build me a house.
Let's do it. Let's do it together. Yeah. Man, gentrification is real though, and it's no place. Okay,
I don't know what the definition. Like I don't know if the definition is white people moving into a place and pricing it out, or if it's black people leaving a place and then somebody else making it better.
Okay, so I don't know the clear definition, but here's my definition. To me, gentrification is the higher entities making certain shit happen in certain areas to drive the property value down, so they can come behind it and buy that property and build it up. Because where I work at in Oakland, so I've been at that store since 2015. All around there, they just start building these fucking apartments and condos. I
see that,
man, dude. 500 square feet. How much you think it is in Oakland right now, downtown?
Can't be more than 300.
500 square feet a month to rent.
Oh, to rent. Oh, I thought you meant 300,000. Oh, 25.
$2,900, bro. 29
Ain't
right
now. 500 square feet.
Now this is more than that. This is less than 500 square feet. But 500 square feet, bro, right now in downtown Oakland.
And what is that? 100 plex?
Most likely, most of them are that and more. $2,900, dude. And I'm talking about Broadway, the old auto road.
Yeah. Because they moved people.
All that shit is gone, man. All that shit is gone. So even those older buildings, in between the avenues, like in between Broadway and Telegraph, there was a lot of old historical buildings that people was living in old apartments and whatnot. That shit's gone. They built new apartments. $2,900. $2,900.
It got to be a word for that.
It's crazy. Gentrification.
That's what it is. That's what gentrification is. I gotta look it up.
Gentrification.
I gotta look that up.
There's another word for it. Urban renewal.
That's what they call it.
But
that's the new word for. That's the new word for.
The true word that is urban removal.
There it is.
Urban removal.
There it is.
And the thing is, they've been telling us for the longest how to get our shit straight. But we know too much. And since we know too much, we don't want to listen to nobody.
Right, there it is. We teenagers, huh? Hey, so here's a good way to watch it. Just watch it, and then I want you to think about what I'm about to say. As the homeless migrate and shift, right? So let's say homeless is here right now. Well, as they push them out and push them here, they're gonna buy this shit up because the homeless ran it down, right? So they allowed the homeless people to camp and do all that shit, whatever they was doing here, right? Till it got to a certain point where nobody wanted to do business there or whatever. They go. Now the homeless goes this way. Now they buy this shit up and they build up. I watched it happen in Oakland.
It's like the goats when they put goats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's because when I first started working in Oakland, I was depressed going to work, bro. I was living in Hilltop. I'm driving to Oakland. I get off on 27th Street. I make the left going up towards Broadway. Right underneath the freeway, you got big ass and homeless camp. Yep. For years, for like 2-3 years. It's gone now, and it's gone because they built up that area. So we got to get them out of here to make it attractive. So when these white people come home, and I hate to put it all on white people, when these motherfuckers who can afford $2,900 a month for their 500 square foot apartment, I guess so. When they come home, it looks attractive. They're not driving through all that fucking cesspool to get home. It's a trip, bro.
Goddamn.
It's a trip, bro.
Goddamn,
I'm telling you, watch the homeless. Watch the homeless. So right now, I know there used to be a big homeless encampment over here off of McDonald. Just watch. Just watch. As the homeless shift, shit's gonna start being built up. Just watch.
I'm hoping that we can. So that's my new mission. So I gotta go to. I don't gotta go. I'm going to a Buy Up Detroit.
Okay.
Thing. Her name is Asia Denson. She's a construction thing. Anyway, I wanted to go out there, buy.
They say you can go buy some shit for like $30,000 out there.
32, yeah, 32. But you got to rehab them, so you probably got to spend another 15, 20. But I can go out there, do what I got to do, fix their neighborhoods also, because I'm for people.
Right.
Detroit just felt like a black city. I was going to go do Wisconsin or Milwaukee,
Right.
but I was like, I want to help Detroit. My family is from Detroit. Some of they all moved from when they left Richmond. Yeah, a lot of people was from Detroit. They went to Detroit, and so I got people out there. So that's what I want to do. But that money, once I pay for that and pay for a couple one grocery store out there, I want to come back and buy Richmond up and do the same thing in North Richmond. So that's why I say, when you see me hashtag 750 funding mob, that's what that is. 750 is your credit score.
Okay.
Everybody got to get a credit score.
Right.
We have to fix our credit. So once we all fix our credit, then everybody you can get a loan for whatever you need to get.
You just made me think, because when I first got to Oakland Kia, I'm a veteran in the car business at the time, right? So all that was coming through there was just horrible credit. Yeah. So even within the last 2 years, you don't see bad credit. We see bad credit as 650. That's what we consider bad credit.
650 is bad. Oh,
I mean, as far as our customer,
that's the
customer
worst.
base
I
has
got
changed.
you. I got you.
So as the
I
environment changed, also the customer base has changed. So now everybody's 700, 890. I seen an 890.
I didn't know it went to that.
I seen an 890 the other day. I seen an
850
890
was
the
the
other day.
highest.
Nah, man. I saw an 890 the other day.
8-1.
879s. 849. Like, it's good credit out there, and that's who are the consumers right now.
They can get anything.
Of big stuff, exactly.
Because they can get what they want. But
whereas back in the day when I first got in the car business, it was more 600, 650s buying cars.
530s trying.
Yeah, trying. Yeah. No doubt, with $1,000 down for it. 500 right now, 500 later.
Yeah, credit is the way. I just, when I started reading on it, I was like, shit, this is the only way, because that's how I'm gonna do it. That's how I'm gonna start it off. I have credit, I have equity in my house, which is gonna turn into a credit card. They're gonna credit me that money because I think I got a 730.
Okay,
so I still, I can't even get in my own group. I'm saying I can get 750, so I can't even get in my own group yet. So I got to get 750. So, but anyway, that's how I was gonna do it. It's $100,000 equity, and I'm gonna go out there and buy duplexes, bring the money back, help them. I am vowed to help them. They got enough churches out there.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, that's another day.
Maybe we need to get a church. Let's start a religion. 750 credit.
Man, that's what I told my cousin. I told my cousin that last. I said if your church was helping people lose weight, get off these drugs, go see Sister Johnson in the hospital, feed her when she doing bad, or when her son get. If your church was doing that, a part of the community, I would join that. I don't have to believe what you believe to help people, but
check this out. If churches was doing that, really doing it, the world would be better off, man. And I hate to get into this. Fuck it, we on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what the platform is for.
Yeah.
But most of these churches are not helping like that. The pastor might go see sister such and such while she in the hospital, or the pastor might feed certain people, certain pastors anyway. I can't speak for all of them, and all of them not bad.
No,
but the majority is like, come on, man. Come on, man.
What? Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm
trying to avoid it too,
yeah,
but it's like it's one of those topics where it's like Ray said earlier, alluded to earlier, great if that's your thing, but you can't be upset with me if that's not my thing. Yeah, and
that's the thing. Right. They are upset with you.
They are.
They are upset.
I'm 100% wrong. Here I am, a black man. Here I am, a black man who my kids go to church, their mom go to church. I coach basketball at a Catholic school.
How dare you?
What kind of nigga is you for real? Man.
Yeah, I talked to a dude. This when you know somebody ain't paying. They ain't listening. Yeah, if they cross that ball. I said, cuz I'm not finna sit here and talk to you with your arm, because you only waiting for me to stop.
You want to fight?
Yeah, I don't want to argue with you. I'm saying, convert me.
Right.
Tell me what's so good about Jesus. Tell me what's so good about it, and I'll I don't man the logic.
Right.
Just tell me, and I'll do it. He was like, well, if you don't have faith, first off, you can't be. I said, nigga, I got faith. Let me tell you where I'm from. Let me tell you how many people got hit.
Man, come on.
You can't tell me about faith.
Come on, man.
So that can't be the yardstick you measuring my godlyhood by.
I don't get it, man.
Yeah. It's all gravy. It's just
they say he always on time. I mean, but
me too.
What have we done so wrong to where this nigga ain't showed up yet?
Why he just ain't with me? Why he just can't be with me?
What have we done so wrong to where he ain't showed up yet? Like, you know, a nigga will be, if I'm 10 minutes late to a business meeting, a nigga will be hot. Jesus ain't showed up yet, man.
And don't care. And ain't saying
and
nothing.
Ain't nobody mad about it. My great grandmother, he ain't came while she was giving her money to the church. My grandmother, he ain't came while she was giving her money to the church. My aunties, he ain't where. And I'm not saying that Jesus ain't real. But where is like? Can I have some kind of substance that I can grab or I can see something? And man, I don't even want it. It get deep, bro. It get deep. But everybody not deep. Everybody not as deep.
No, they surface. And then when you say something that hurts their root, then you a motherfucking asshole.
Oh yeah. And the devil.
And the devil. You going to hell. I was like, man, if I was going to hell, you going to hell.
And the devil, right.
Yeah.
And the devil.
So it does get deep. And for Rave's podcast, we probably gonna have I really would like a pastor that's not pimpish, but really knows the word and he can talk back and be like open minded. I don't even have to go into all that. I just need an open minded.
That word don't mean nothing to me. And here's why. Right? I'm a man who said many things. So my word to these females who I used to run through or whatever might not be nothing. So the word has been changed so many different times,
to suit needs.
Who the fuck word is it?
It's a white man.
Like whose word is it?
King David. King George? What was his name?
Why?
King James.
King James.
Well, why are there so many different versions of this Bible that allegedly came from one source? Why is it 25 billion different versions of the Bible?
So people can get their money out of it.
And publications. How you say that word?
Yeah, publications.
Yeah, publications of this book that's generating profit. Why are there so many different versions?
Kanye gonna write a Bible.
And you know what? It's sad too. I love Kanye West. His genius is of music. I love. I don't know the man personally, obviously, but this is like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah, I think he's gonna write one. I think Joel Osteen already wrote one. I think all the Creflo Dollar wrote, because you gotta sell it. I think if the money was away from it.
Yeah, but you just hit it on the nose. You got it. They selling Jesus.
That's what I feel.
So don't be mad at me for not being a consumer of it. Virgin at that, because words mean different shit at different times. Virgin at that time meant unmarried woman. Not a virgin like we think that haven't been penetrated yet. Virgin at that time meant unmarried woman. So she was a woman who got pregnant, who wasn't married.
She would have died. They would have killed that motherfucker. You can't be a baby mother.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so why would God did it? You can't kill a son of God. So she finessed.
It's cold, bro. It's some tricky shit.
Joseph was forced to be a stepdaddy, and it's like, I mean, what is Joseph supposed to do? Like, in the flesh world, you come to me and tell me you pregnant by somebody, right?
I'm gonna kill you.
You don't know who.
Right.
But I'm supposed to believe it, and I'm supposed to be happy about it. That's some cold stuff.
Yeah, she was a pimp. She was
He was a stepfather. Joseph was a stepfather.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But then, like.
But God never had to take care of his son.
Even how we got it, like, was our African ancestors, were they praising Jesus?
Negative.
We praised.
They praised God, who was the son, right?
We praise what gave us sustenance,
not Jesus, right?
Yeah, no.
So when the fuck do we get Jesus?
When the white people.
When we got sold, because there was some African tribes. So all those slaves was not stolen from Africa. Some of them was sold, right? That's a part of that that's a part of that dynamic in Africa.
Yeah.
Tribes, the most powerful tribes run shit. So that's what they did. They sold some of us. Some of us got stolen. And to keep us mind fucked, here's this white man who looks like me, who's gonna save you. I'm destroying your life, your world,
and giving you a savior.
And I'm giving you a savior who looks just like me.
Ooh, if that ain't pimping, nigga. If
That's
pimping,
crazy.
That's pimping.
That's crazy. But that subject is deep.
Yeah.
Anytime. That subject is deep.
Definitely coming.
Is there anything you want to say to the people,
Well, to the people first, I just want to thank you, brother, for giving me an opportunity to be on the platform, man. I was at home last night thinking about the history that we have. Like I brought up the playing baseball in Easter Hill, and man, do you remember that time? We talked about families, right? Mother, father, and how there may have been mother-father situations where in our neighborhood where we were at, but it wasn't the ideal mother-father situation.
Not all the time.
You had a man and a woman in the house who had issues and who had kids, and these kids had to suffer behind one of the two of them issues or both of their issues. In your house, it was a little bit different because I remember looking at your house, and I could see y'all fucking front door
from
my bedroom
your window.
I can remember times looking at y'all house like, man, they got both their mom and daddy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I didn't think nothing of it.
Then there was that time where your mom and your dad and that fucking wagon, that van that they had, that
was it the green one?
Was it the green one? I don't remember what color it was. I just remember y'all had the station wagon.
Yeah.
Man, y'all loaded us up in the station wagon. You don't remember this?
Where we go?
It was a summer. I was in the third grade. We went to go. No, bro.
Oh.
We went to go see Coming to America at the movie theater in Pinole. Remember there used to be a movie theater in Pinole where the Motel 6 and shit is at right now?
Yeah.
Your mom and dad took me.
Shelly. I know Shelly was there.
Me, Shelly, you, Daniel.
I wanted to Ernie go because I remember something, but I don't
went
remember.
To the store. I remember we went to the liquor store first to get some candy and shit.
I remember that because we was all trying to fill a bag. We all
went to go some candy.
I remember that.
She Coming to fucking America, man.
Really? Yeah. I do not remember that. No, I remember going to the store though.
It was in the summertime, man. So it's man. I remember the Christmas. This shit crazy. I remember the Christmas that everybody got radio controlled cars and shit for Christmas. You remember that? I remember that. So my mom, I'm raised by a woman, single mom. She ain't knowing. She give me the remote control car and shit.
Remote.
So my shit had the
string.
Y'all shit.
I remember that. I do. Because we was right in Shelly's house, and you had to keep walking with you like, man, fuck that. You whipped it. I remember you whipped it like this.
Yeah, whatever, man. So it's fond memories, man. Fond memories of a place of a place that get a lot of bad recognition. A place that was filled with a lot of great people. Not even just good people. Great people, man. You have some great people in Easter Hill, and all you hear about Easter Hill is the negative shit, man. And our childhood got interrupted by the older guys that was older than us when gang banging started being real big. Because when the whole Easter Hill and Crescent Park thing jumped off,
changed it.
I lost a ton of friends. All the guys I played baseball with, I couldn't be friends with them no more because at school, I'm not going to disown my Easter Hill friends. I see these guys every day. I'm not going to disown them. So y'all not talking to us or y'all not talking to me because I live in Easter Hill. It just changed it changed everything, bro. It changed everything.
I believe that.
Man.
It did. I was in a class with a Crescent Park dude, and they said, well, you guys are partners. Go to his house and y'all do y'all history part. I said, cuz we just looked at each other and shook our heads. It's like,
you gotta give us an F, man.
So I got a question from your side of it. When you look over to where he probably didn't have both parents and all that, how did that make you feel when you've seen people in your hood that didn't have what you had? Not cars and stuff.
I didn't even think about it that way because I didn't go without. Well, he died like maybe 3-4 years later, but I didn't even think about it. I remember his uncle used to pull up in a police car, bumping Sir Mix-a-Lot, Iron Man. That's the first time I heard Iron Man, the Iron Man remix. I don't like metal, bitch. Don't like. said, who is this nigga in this
super thug cop?
Yeah. I was like, man. So I don't think I ever thought about it because my father was people's father.
Right.
My father was around there. He was like, he saw the drug dealers. He say, nigga, come here. He said, why are you spending your money on shoes if you trying to sell drugs? He said, if you're going to sell drugs, keep that money and put it up and do this and do that. And, some people be like, nigga, what you talking about? But nobody was disrespectful.
No, nobody was disrespectful.
Nobody.
Your pops had a lot of respect.
And that I remember.
That's how you know he was real, though, because it's like, them young boys was getting money, man.
Yeah. Money.
I'm not gonna name no names, but there was some hitters back in East Hill.
It was almost like a movie.
Yeah, it was.
They would run up the cars with their hands out. Bro. Police was in nowhere. I just didn't believe it.
It was, bro.
And he would my father would tell us. He would tell all of us because we would sit on that either that rock
Fucking
on that
rocks,
side. Yeah. He would say, "Man, look good, but watch when these police come through. Or watch this. Lo and behold, summertime will come. These niggas go to jail, be gone for 6 months. Yep. Everybody be gone. So it wasn't. But nah, I didn't really think about it.
Yeah, that was a good question, right? For real. That was a great question. But nah, man, I just want to say thank you, man. It really means a lot to give me my first opportunity to do this, and I'll come back anytime the time prevents, man. What you doing is good, brother, because like I said, like I talked about earlier on, people don't share the information. And
that's all we do.
People will sit down and watch Love and Hip Hop, but won't listen to anything constructive or, listen to something that's real and honest and heartfelt. But they'll watch Cardi B and all this other shit and
fuck shit.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. So I appreciate that, man.
It's all good, and that's why I say, if whatever you want to do, let me know. I'll try to make it happen.
It's all good.
If it's this or if it's anything, because we finna do the movie. Like I say, the poetry, all of this.
Yeah, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of that.
It's a lot of stuff going on, and another thing was what I was. We post stuff, and then you sit there and you say, "Nigga, I'm trying to tell you something that but people don't look, and then they don't want to pay attention, and then they just dismiss you. Oh, this nigga crazy. This nigga crazy. Nah, I'm not crazy.
Y'all niggas asleep. Y'all niggas asleep.
And these, I don't know why I'm whispering, but these fake ass woke people that say these MOTEPs and all these inshallahs and nigga, what are you doing? What are you talking about? You're not even doing anything, and then point a finger at you because you gonna let the white man get over you. I'm trying to help. If my aim is wrong, tell me.
Right.
We can true it up together.
Right.
But you just pointing the finger and saying, "Oh, nigga, you need to do better." I said, we out here doing better.
That's the thing with social media too that I don't like, because social media has taken the simple grown man approach of sitting down and having a conversation out of context.
And it's disrespectful.
Now you got to jump on my post and write a fucking book about something that's not as deep. I wasn't even going deep with what I was saying, but you see it and you take it a certain way because you don't want to have a conversation with me like old school men, right? To where you can understand what I'm saying, and now you got to write a book on my post about nothing.
And then say that's it, and then don't say that now.
And then I belittle me because I might not respond or whatever. It's like, come on, man. Social media is for entertainment. Some of it is enlightening. I post some funny shit. I post some real shit. But it's just a matter. It's a balance, and you gotta have a balance, man. But
that's what people are.
Yeah, it's a balance.
You can't have. Yeah.
But it's nothing beats this. Nothing beats sitting down and having a conversation as men.
Because this is gonna be a lost art,
right?
But these younger people don't even know how to talk.
They
really.
don't.
Yeah,
they don't.
And then if you talk to them a certain way because they're not used to being talked to, it's disrespectful.
I deal with that as a coach. I
I
could tell both. Both. I could tell a kid you're fucking up, and he'll be like,
"You can't talk to me that way." Why are you hurting?
Why are you cussing at me? I'm not cussing at you, sir. You fucked up. I'm just telling you messed up. Which it's okay to mess up, but here's how you correct it.
Yeah, as long as
right. Yeah. And then it get to the parent, and it'll just be, "Oh, you cussing at my kid? How dare you?" It's like, come on, man, stop. That's why our practices are closed. No parents allowed.
I think that's good.
No parents allowed. No kids, no students. It's just us, because the lost art of teaching the youth is gone. You know, so most of them kids only have a coach or a teacher or a whatever they look up to. You know what I'm saying? Most kids don't have a man that can give some information, man. So, man, this shit can go on all day.
Yeah, man. That's why
this shit can go on all day.
It's ridiculous. We probably need. I don't want to rent no place out, but we almost need an audience. We almost need an audience where they say. So, what do you think about that? A woman with
like a discussion table.
Yeah,
I mean like a townhouse meeting or
yeah,
whatever.
I think so. Because that would make me nervous. But
I'm with it.
How else you gonna get how else you gonna get the dialogue out there? I don't even want to say truth because you start saying truth. Right. As soon as you say truth, people try to find holes in it.
Instead of listening, they look at it as a religion, right?
That's what they do.
They look at it as a religion. The truth. What you talking about?
Yeah. So
no, I'm with it. I mean, man, I would love to sit down with you brothers and come up with different topics and talk about whatever needs to be talked about. I'm with it, man. Yeah. And like we talked about earlier, as far as Bracy with Vallejo, shit, we could be what Richmond needs for Richmond. We ain't got to start with the youth. We got a lot of young-minded 40-year-olds out here also. So
do you think that's a waste of time? Because I don't know if I was talking to Ray, but I was talking to somebody like I gotta head it off at the pass. I feel like I have to head it off at the pass, and maybe that's a 10-year-old, maybe a 12-year-old, or is a 12-year-old set? You know better than me.
Nope.
Is a 12-year-old set? Okay. Because I think a 40-year-old. I mean, and it is open-minded 40-year-olds, but not many. I don't know them.
It's not a waste of time. I'm gonna tell you what the problem is with the 40-year-olds. The 40-year-olds didn't have the benefit of having someone who they trust, who show a vested interest in them, that give them some information. Everything might have came from somebody that was fucked up. So it's like it comes in one ear and out the other ear. Man, you beating on my mom. I ain't got.
Why would I listen to you?
You know what I'm saying? Mama, you smoke dope. I ain't listening to you. Or granny, you at the casino all the time. You know, mama gone, daddy gone. You at the casino.
You don't feed me.
Yeah, so it's like you don't know a person. Yeah. You really don't know what a person's dealing with when they at home, man. So it's like I don't think it's a waste of time. I think we could probably spark something. If what I've learned is if one person benefit from something that I said, it was worth it.
Because if each one teach one,
that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
All right, well, that I like it. This is it'll blow up too quick though, because you know when it's like an onion. It's like you start, you be like, well, this ain't really the good onion. I got to keep going. So I think it's more of a. But we can do it if we can put the work in.
Man, I'm with it. Yeah. Whatever you want to do, I'm down.
Damn. Yeah. All right.
Whatever you want to do, I'm down. Even if it just started off with 5, 6 people, it don't have to be a whole. Just start off with some 5, 6 people and it grow. It's as long as we start. That's the number one. That's the number one lesson that I learned in life.
That's the.
As long as you start. You said you was talking about the weight shit and you mentioned something about that last week, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I feel you because
I know I'm fat.
That's a struggle with me every day. Yeah, I'm fat. I'm sexy though, but I'm fat. But still, people don't understand that fight either. Like it's a fight, bro. It's a fight. But yeah, as long as you start though to do something. So as long as you start to eat different or to start to get a little bit more active, it ain't about. Remember, it's long term.
It's long term.
You got to start though. You got to start though.
Damn. Yeah. This is gonna get deep.
So the main thing is getting people off the starting line.
Get us all on the common ground first, and then we can all start. But getting off, that's the start.
Because once I can get you to think, you don't even gotta
agree. You don't only have to agree.
But if I can make you think about whatever you thought was it, that's where I got you at.
Right.
Because some people are hardcore to the gut. Man, look, this is it. Genesis 16:28.
Right.
This says it, so this is what it is. Yeah. Okay. Only problem I got is how you gonna have light before you have the sun.
Man.
They don't want to talk about it.
That's the only issue I have, bro. I agree. You don't have to agree with me, and you can say whatever you say. But I just want you to think about this. How can you have light before the sun.
And you know the cold answer to that? There is no answer to it, but a motherfucker would sit here and try to fight that. And if you could think logically, there is no rebuttal to that. But a motherfucker would try to.
Yeah.
What about this? What about
you
this?
don't have faith. And God made the light from his chest. All you got to do is say, you know, you're right. I still believe in Jesus. This book has flaws, but in whole is doing. And that's the other thing. If this book is helping people, or if these churches can help you lean on stuff, and you can help other people be something better than what they are, I'm all for it. Just stop judging people. Right. Stop condemning people to hell, or leaving people in the dust because you deem they're unworthy. Like the 5'9". Right. These raw ass niggas, you see, oh no, you too short. Oh, you too black. Oh, you too this, you too that. Oh no, you might take my position.
And you know what? Just to touch on that, so the 5'9" kid posted on Instagram the other day. He had a official visit at Sacramento State. Now, he graduated high school last year, goes to junior college, somewhere not in California, and had a visit at Sacramento State, who's an hour away, and was able to watch this kid for 4 years.
And didn't.
It's like, slap me in the face, why don't you?
So now they can say they found him.
It's a trip, bro. That's why, I want to be in one of those positions, man, to where
Sacramento State, what you said, D1?
It's D1.
D1.
Yeah. Sacramento State is a D1 school. And no knock to Sacramento State. My son is, is being recruited and all that, but real is real, man. Real is real. And I'll stand on that. It's like, it shouldn't take for a kid. And granted, some kids may need junior college because they're not mentally prepared. They're not physically prepared. I believe that. But this kid, you can't go change his physical stature. He is what he is.
Right there.
He is what he is. You're not gonna change his physical. He already buff and solid, but he's not gonna grow. So junior college is not gonna grow him. He was D1 ready, in my opinion. And I might be wrong, but I've seen him year after year after year compete with the guys that are ranked and give them problems.
Oh, I think I saw that video where he was shooting.
It's a couple of them. I post a lot of stuff, man. And the kids love me because I fuck with the kids. And right is right, though. I'm one of those guys where right is right, real is real. If I'm wrong, I don't have a problem telling you I'm wrong. I'm not going to argue with you with the fact that I'm wrong. If I fucked up, I fucked up. And we can talk about it, or we don't have to talk about it.
And you don't expect less from other people.
Nah,
that's it.
That's it. Yeah. So
we're gonna work on it. That has been your episode of How Do You View You with Coach Portlock, Coach James, Big James.
Yes,
if you're in Oakland,
yes, sir.
Get that
Oakland
Kia,
Big James, come see me.
State your Instagram, your everything you need people to get in touch
Facebook,
with.
James Portlock. Instagram, CCF, Coach Big James. My page is not private, so you can see all my content. I try to censor myself as much as possible on Instagram because, again, I'm there for the kids. However, don't judge me off something that you see. Let's have a conversation if you see something that you don't like.
It's too easy. Grow up.
That's it, man. That's it. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate the opportunity to be here.
And you want to get your lid closed. All right? Boom. Get your lid closed. And once that's closed, we're going to let these guys go.